eliminated, in my opinion, and I think it's fair to say that it will never be replaced, and it will be not only impactful to retirees like Johnny Mathis, myself, as you span around, Butch Porter, Harold Porter, Joy, their parents, their fathers were the original members of this boat club. Right. You know, this isn't a situation where we just have indirect people that aren't connected. His father was my uncle, all right? And we have pictures here that you'll see at some point are really, now those are classics from the 70s where seniors, and my aunt who's 92 years old have told me stories about how she would come down here with her friends and then they would give them boat rides, right? At the end. You would give the seniors boat ride?
Sure.
Yeah.
How much does it cost to join?
It's relatively cheap. It's in the neighborhood of like $1,400 for the year.
Okay.
Yeah.
And for that, you get.
You get obviously to keep your boat here in the summertime and in the winter on shore. You get electricity. You get water. You have access to the clubhouse. And a piece that I didn't even mention. We fellowship with boat and yacht clubs around the area. There's something called a land cruise in which we have yacht clubs that come, I think, as far as the Eastern Shore. Is that right?
Yeah.
Miles River.
I'm sorry?
Miles River.
Miles River. And they socialize with us, as well as North
Those are
Point.
the flags, right? Like when they come, they bring the flags.
Yeah, when they come, they bring their flags. And we show them hospitality, and then we are able to go to theirs. And I tell you, they love coming here because of the hospitality and just the warm experience. And as Captain Vicky, and by the way, it's important to realize, although this originally was established by 5 African American men, we have women captains.
Yeah.
Captain Vicky, Captain Joy, they own boats here. All right?
Yeah.
So this is a piece I haven't, and some of our older members at this point, they come down and sit on their boats, socialize, and watch the sun rise and watch the sun go down.
Okay, LaFon, important question. Do you have crab cakes?
We can get some if you help us keep this place.
How many members are there?
We have approximately 35 members.
35.
Maximum is 40.
And would you say most of the members are like you all, like kind of extended family, like, you know?
Yes, because a
they
lot
are.
of us have grown up down here.
Okay.
The kids are here now, like me, Calvin, all of us, Butch, all of us.
My cousin started down here.
Yeah,
And he
so
brought me in.
a lot of the kids are here now with their boats and stuff. My son grew up down here. He's 40 something now. So
Yeah, you get bragging rights when you can tell the story that your father either worked at Beth Steel like mine, like his, like hers, or they were the original owners. And that's common. It's still common. Although we do have folks that have come in that are more recent, but a lot of these members, their dads started this and their name's on that plaque over there.
LaFon, do you feel the history is about to be destroyed?
Oh, no, unequivocally. Unequivocally. What we are talking about here today, and God willing, this man will be around for another 100 years. But assuming he's not, nobody would believe me telling this story because it's too hard to believe. It's too impressive. But to hear it from Johnny Mathis, when did you retire?
1991.
1991. How long did you work at Beth Steel?
42 years.
He worked at Beth Steel for 42 years. He and his 5 co-workers, and I always jokingly say this, Johnny, you did not use company time when you built that.
No.
You did. He did not use Bethlehem Steel time. Bethlehem Steel was generous enough to let them use the heavy duty equipment. But to your point, Donnie, the history is the history and it will be eliminated.
And I hear you using terms like, in all fairness, but was it fair when you think of what Beth Steel got and then what you got?
Well,
You
no.
say all fair. I mean, I know you're a lawyer, trying to be politically correct. That don't seem fair to me. Does it seem fair to you, Mr. Johnny? Do you think Bethlehem Steel was fair to the black community here?
Well, I think they gave, started this go. See, we was over here about 2 years before we were recognized as club. They didn't know we were here. See, so, and when they recognized we were here, we went over there, and that's when we asked them to build us the pier. That's how it started. I think they wanted to keep us separated, but we couldn't join the club. So they would give their employees everything they needed to do this one, and they would be us separated.
And you know, to your point, to say we'll give you all you need and build it yourself. I don't know how much confidence they may have thought that you could do that.
They
That's
didn't
what I was
believe
thinking. Like, they might have thought that you were just going to go away.
Right.
Because that's what I would have done.
Much like Tradepoint.
You're going to give me a bunch of lumber and
Yes.
just carted bungalow. What am I supposed to do with that, right? But you figured it out.
Wait till you see the boat ramp, and he tells you the boom, as it's called, that lifts engines out, that he himself designed and built.
I mean,
So-
did you think that they were trying to get you to go away? Like,
No, they wasn't trying to get us to go away there. As far as my concern, they were gonna keep us separated. You're welcome, you stay there. But we'll give you the material, you won't have to go over there.
but they didn't have to build it themselves, did they?
No, they was in there as the executive from Bethlehem Steel at the beginning, the big men. And then when they got large enough, they left that place and went over here to
Country Club.
Country Club, and left the guys in this particular place over here, North Point.
So even though, whether or not they thought you could do it or didn't think you could do it, you did just go ahead and do it.
Well, we had to come out of pocket more than one time. It wasn't the club putting the money together in the club. We had to do it, give it out. Pocket.
So, LaFon, are you expecting better treatment from Baltimore County?
Oh, I hope so. I hope so. And we've had an opportunity to meet with the president of the Baltimore County Council, as well as some of the councilmen. And they were surprised. First of all, again, they didn't know we were down here. And they certainly did not understand that we were being eliminated. And they were not aware that our land was given to Baltimore County.
And I asked because recently wasn't Johnny Olszewski in the news for some waterfront property?
I'm not aware of that.
Yes.
Yeah, he was in the news. It was an issue that came up in this congressional race because he's your former county executive. Now you're congressperson out here, so I'm just seeing a little disparity in treatment. Might be your complexion.
Maybe, but
We've done stories about Johnny had a piece of property that he used. Well, the general fund was used to purchase a piece of property for a kayak launch close to where he lives, and also that he there was a lot of county funds obviously used for this park. I think $25 million. This is not going in your story, is it?
Oh, we live.
Oh, I didn't know that. And also that $6.5 million for Rocky Point Golf Course, which is not too far from here. So there's definitely been expenditures in county projects. I don't know the kayak ramp. I don't know when that's going to come to fruition. The Baltimore Banner wrote about that a few months ago.
It's a new, they built the kayak ramp next door.
Yeah.
They have it at the end of the.
Yeah.
This
So there's
day,
one
but-
there, and then there's this other one on Miller's Island that they $2.25 million I think they spent on it. So yeah, there's definitely been investments down here, a lot of investments down here. But not here. Just
right.
Well, clearly.
And again,
Clearly.
you're right, Donnie. I am an attorney.
We're closing
And in fairness to Baltimore County, we are hopeful because the county council president, as well as several of those councilmen, were here this past Saturday.
Yeah.
And
Well, darn that, LaFon. There's an election coming up for county executive, and I would figure anybody who wants to win would certainly want to do right by
I hope so.
Well, can you,
Johnny Mathis and company.
Johnny, can you tell us more about what it was like at that
Oh,
time?
wow.
You know, like, can you talk a little bit about, you go to Beth Steel and you say, they have a yacht club, we want a yacht club, and they tell you no, and then they say they'll give you some materials. Like, how did you manage? Did you know how to do what you
Well,
did?
we, in the club, I think at that time we had about 15 members. And out of them 15 members, you know, we kept getting people to come in. And we had people there that work at Bethlehem Steel. They knew how to do certain things that if you wasn't working around it, you would know it. So and probably before they went to Bethlehem Steel, they had a talent on doing certain things. We had bricklayers, they had carpenters, and myself, I was a steel worker, and I was in the rigging department, and that's how I come to be kind of head of the situation of getting the material and getting the equipment to bring this bungalow over here.
He's being, sorry to cut you off. He's being modest. In today's terms, he would be considered the architect and engineer.
Okay.
If you go out and look at that boat ramp, he's gonna point to you and something and say, I built that, I designed that. That required structural engineering, it required planning, you know, and that's what, you may not call yourself an engineer, you were in the rigging department, but based on what's on that and that stayed fast for the last 70 years, that's a heck of an engineering feat.
Kind of like Harriet Tubman being a Navy SEAL. I mean, she did the equivalent, think of the Combahee River. But I wanted to ask you, Mr. Johnny, did you face any racial violence here?
No, not here, no.
Tell them about the story where you accidentally went in the white washroom at Bethlehem Steel.
That was over there, what you call that area over there, was called the tin mill.
And what happened?
Well, as it started for myself, I had just bought me a new car. I was working on the steel side, and I knew if I worked over there, I had enough money coming in to buy this car and keep me going. And at the Christmas time, the New Year's, I think it was like what, 57, they transferred me from the steel side to the mill. So, I mean, that's their privilege, you know, the company do it for you to do the work.
From the steel side to the what side?
10 mil.
Tin
Tin
mill.
mill.
And then what happened?
Well, then I was kicked off, you know. So they sent a truck over there to bring me over to the tin mill. And I got off the truck, had my clothes, gonna take it to this locker room. And then I had to go to the job where they was working over here. My rigging department was working over here. And then I had to go there.
You had to go to the bathroom. And what happened?
So I just opened the door and went on in there.
And who was that bathroom for?
All white.
It was for all white.
And outside of the bathroom was a water fountain there was white.
And the water fountain was for all white. And then what happened?
So I goes over there, I was sitting down there and I'm looking at this guy.
And the guy's looking at
He
you.
said to me, hey, you're not supposed to be in here. So I just told him, don't be quiet, so this thing don't know the difference.
He pretty much said the toilet didn't know the difference whether you were white or black. So you went about your
I
business.
went on but
I think,
that was funny to me.
I think it might be important also to mention Leicester Pleasant.
We did.
Oh, you
Yeah.
did?
Yeah. Leicester Pleasant, who's on that back wall, is the founder.
Yeah,
And
and he
bef-
was a mechanic.
Ah.
He
had his own
to
shop.
Let's start a club. Well, it was 1958, and we kept ganging up there. And I guess it was about 10 people coming down, putting boats in and whatnot. And then he said, why don't we start a club? And that's where we started.
So, Miss